Which subject in school makes you feel most confident? Science?
Yeah, because science is my favorite subject.
That's good. Okay.
One day we were talking about things that you can find in the kitchen. And my student went down the list naming all the usual things. And then he forgot the fridge. So I said, oh, what about the fridge? And he was like, no, it's in the living room because there's no space in the kitchen for a fridge. And then you remember, oh yeah, it's because they live in a much smaller area. In Singapore, we always champion the idea of meritocracy, but a lot of kids who come from very low-income families don't have any means or capital to actually compete on a level playing field with more privileged kids. I'm Stephanie, and I've been volunteering with ReadAble for about 2 years now. I come to Jalan Kukoh on a weekly basis, and I teach a kid English. In addition to understanding the world and being able to interact, reading helps them to also understand different perspectives. And in the current environment that they are in, the types of perspectives that they are exposed to may be limited, depending on their parents' ability and the time that their parents have to interact with them. When I first came to ReadAble, I wanted to rescue everyone. And I had that mindset that I was going to go in and change the lives of all these children and get them into better schools, they'll have better lives and all of that stuff. As the time progresses, you kind of start to see the reality of the situation and the time you have with the child and how much of an impact you can make. It's also about providing these kids the ability to see that they have many, many options available to them, but they've got to put in the work as well. A lot of the ideas of inequality are quite theoretical for people who don't grow up in that environment. We learn about it in school. It's constantly told to us that we have to help, we have to volunteer and all of that. But actually, the real value comes when you have a direct conversation. One day, I was giving lessons and we were talking about my student's family. So he had mentioned that his 2 brothers were working in Lau Pa Sat, selling satay. They make $50 every night. And he looked at me and he said, that may be nothing to you, but that's a lot of money to us. Unless you really interact with people from low-income backgrounds, you don't really understand their plight. It can't be you coming in as the benefactor and treating them like people who are less than you. So it has to be seen as like a two-way exchange. In general, a lot of times when we think about committing to volunteering, we always look at our social calendar and we say, oh no, but if I commit time, I won't be able to see my friends and all that. So I think it's about you prioritizing what you want in your life and then having your friends and family understand that that is what you are going for. It's also great that ReadAble tries to encourage their volunteers to turn up on a weekly basis because it provides that stability and consistency in this child's life, which they don't have. A lot of times, these children, their parents are really busy at work, doing 2 or 3 jobs. People tend to think that the only people that matter in a child's life is their parents. That's not true. It really takes a village to raise a child. So I try and do my little part to help them.